What's going on, guys? I'm your host, Marshall Green, and you're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. And we're about to break down this game, 29-3. The Giants just lost to the Chicago Bears. And I want to know, did you watch the game? If you did, type Y for yes, or if you didn't, type N for no. And if you're typing Y for yes, I hope you had something to drink, because when I was watching the game, I needed a drink because that was embarrassing. I'm embarrassed to be a Giants fan, and I want to know where all you stand. Let me know. Did you watch the game? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. This was probably the most embarrassing game of the season for the New York Giants, losing to a Chicago Bears team led by Andy Dalton, 29-3. I mean, really, the only good thing, there's two good things you can say about this football game. Saquon Barkley, he finally rushed for over 100 yards in the 2021 NFL season. And Lorenzo Carter, he continues to show promise. And I think it's time for the Giants front office and for him to nail down a contract so he can be next year. I mean, the game was brutal. I don't even really want to talk about it. I mean, look at the stats on screen. Mike Glennon, 4 for 11, 24. That's not a typo, is it, Coop? 24 passing yards for Mike Glennon. He was 1 of 2 at the end of the first half. Just brutal. At halftime, he had 1 completion. That's 2 less snaps than he had at the wide receiver position. At halftime, he had more snaps at wide receiver than he had completion. Just brutal for the New York Giants. Saquon had a good game. Evan Ingram, 1 catch, 12 yards. The Giants leading receiver. Just brutal. I'm upset. I'm tired of watching this team, but I'm going to embrace it. 1 more week left. I'm going to enjoy it. And guys, remember a couple weeks ago before the Eagles game when reports came out from Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport that Joe Judge was safe and going to be back next year? Since then, the Giants, they've been outscored 63-14. I don't think it could have gone worse for the Giants since they announced that Joe Judge will be back. So I think it's time to revisit this topic. Let me know. Should the Giants bring back Joe Judge? Type F for fire or type B for bring back. And guys, if you type B, I'm curious. I know I am asking you a lot of questions early on, but I want to know. If you type B, give me a reason why Joe Judge should be back next year for the New York Giants. I mean, guys, if your only answer is the fact that he hasn't had enough time and he's only been here for 2 years, that's not a good answer. I want to hear a real answer that might sway me in my opinion, because right now, I'm out on Joe Judge. This team doesn't look the same. They look like they've quit. The heart is questionable. The effort is even more questionable. But let me know. If you think they should bring him back, tell me why. The Bears offense today, they really did anything they wanted against the Giants defense. There were some things I liked about the Giants defense. I thought James Bradberry made some nice plays. Xavier McKinney as well on top of Lorenzo Carter. But overall, the Bears offense, they did enough to win the game, and they had a help early on getting the ball in short field position due to 2 Mike Glennon turnovers, 250 yards of total offense, 162 yards through the air, 87 on the ground. They were really good on 3rd and 4th down, 8 for 19. And there were two turnovers forced. And my defensive MVP for today in the last 3 games is Lorenzo Carter. He has really showed that he wants to be at least in the NFL next year because there were question marks about it. He struggled early on this season. Last year he tore his Achilles. He was good before that. But guys, look, in the last 3 games, 13 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Lorenzo Carter is turning into the player that we thought he was going to be once he was drafted out of the University of Georgia. I think this is a guy that the Giants have to bring back next year. I know they're in salary cap hell, and they'll have to pull some strings to free up some cap space, but look, I want to know where you stand on this. I'm letting you know. Lorenzo Carter, he has done enough in these past 3 games to prove to me that he should be a Giant this next year. Some Giant Twitter heads tweeted out that finally Lorenzo Carter has decided to play when it's too late in the season. I don't agree with that. This guy's coming off an Achilles injury. That's a year to a year and a half long recovery process. He's finally starting to get healthy, and he's showing that same explosiveness and bend that he has previously shown off the edge like last year before he got hurt. But let me know, what should the Giants do with Lorenzo Carter? Type R for resign or type P for pass. Guys, if you wanted to bet on today's game, make sure you're doing it, or with any game coming up in the future with our proud sportsbook partners, BetUS. I bet on the under this game, and I cashed, so I'm going home a winner. Unfortunately, the Giants, they are not going home winners. But go to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code CHAT125. And when you go to that site and you use the promo code, when you deposit $100, BetUS, they'll match that with a 125% deposit bonus, so you'll have 225 bones in your account to bet with and game with. The Knicks are playing. The Giants, they're unfortunately not going to be playing for long, but there will be ample opportunities for you to bet and game with. One more time, chatsports.com/bet, promo code CHAT125. The Giants offense, this is the worst offensive game I can remember in being a New York Giants fan. I grew up a Giants fan. I've been a Giants fan for as long as I can remember, and I don't think it has ever been worse than where it is right now. 151 total yards, negative 10 passing yards. Mike Glennon did what Mike Glennon does today. He was terrible. He fumbled the rock twice. He threw it to wide open Bears defenders multiple times. They only came down with 2 interceptions, luckily for him. I mean, this team stinks. I'm upset. I'm tired of watching Mike Glennon, and this just makes me appreciate Daniel Jones so much more. But this offensive line is terrible, and that's where it all starts, and that's why I want to shout out Saquon Barkley. Today, he had his best game of the season. Yeah, best game of the season. First time he crossed over 100 rushing yards, 21 totes, 102 yards, almost 5 yards a pop. And look, I got to have a little hope following that game because this Giants offensive line is absolutely terrible. I guarantee every offensive lineman you saw today for the New York Giants, they are shuffling guys in and out. About 7 different O-linemen played. Only one of those guys will be a starter in the National Football League next year, and that's Andrew Thomas. The other 6 guys, they're either going to be on practice squads, backups, or they might just be out of the league. This team is terrible, and I really liked what I saw from Saquon Barkley today. He kept on attacking downhill. He stuck his foot, got north and south. He showed off a little bit of that explosion coming into the game. He had just 3 broken tackles all season. I haven't got to see the advanced stats yet, but I feel like he broke more than 3 tackles today. Shout out to Saquon. I like what he did. Hopefully he can carry this momentum into the next season if he is a New York Giant. If he's not a New York Giant, we'll be breaking it down on the channel, and that's why you want to subscribe. We are the best channel on YouTube for Giants news and rumors. When something happens, we've got a video out within minutes, and we're almost at 4,000 subscribers, and I want to get there by season's end. We got 1 more week, so if you love the Giants and you're looking for a channel in the offseason that covers Giants news and rumors, this is your one-stop shop, because just when the season ends, that's when we're going to ramp up our covers. The Giants, they have a bunch of draft picks, 2 top 10 picks, 5 top 80 picks in the 2022 NFL Draft. We'll be breaking it all down right here, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. Hit that big red button, and let's get to 4,000 subscribers ASAP. Mike Glennon, terrible. 4 of 11, 24 yards, no TDs, 2 picks, and a quarterback rating of, drum roll please, 5.3. Absolutely brutal. Say it with me, guys. This guy stinks. You know the SpongeBob meme where it's like, oh, brother, this guy stinks. That's Mike Glennon. He's not an NFL quarterback. And I know, Marshall, don't overreact. He's just a backup quarterback. This is an indictment on Dave Gettleman in the front office. Because remember, on the first day of NFL free agency, who did the Giants go out and sign right away? Mike Glennon. They legitimately and really thought that this guy was going to be a prominent and productive backup quarterback in the NFL, and he just hasn't been. They signed him in the first day of free agency, and ever since then, it has been downhill for the Giants and Mike Glennon. I'm just ready for the season to be over just so I don't have to watch him play football anymore. The game's over. The Giants got blown out, but I want to know what you have to think about this one. Are the Giants taking the season? I don't really mean just tanking and losing on purpose, but do you think they tried to actually win today? When they were down 20 points late in the third quarter on 3rd and longs, they were still running the football. I did not feel like this Giants team really wanted to win today, and I feel like that falls on the shoulders of Joe Judge. This team is really bad, but I feel like the effort and just the overall want to win was not there. So let me know. Are the Giants tanking the season? Type 1 for yes or type 2 for no. And guys, hit me up on Twitter. I am almost at 800 Twitter followers. And I'd say 600 of you guys are all Giants fans. And that's exactly what I want to happen. I only want my followers on Twitter to be Giants fans. So hit me up at @MarshallGreen_. Give me a follow and send me a DM so I know you came from this video. And every DM I get following this video, I will give all of you a shout out on the next show and follow you back. And one more reminder, go down and hit that big red button. We're growing like crazy here. We're trying to get videos daily on the schedule. My producer, Brett, he said we got to get more subs. So hit that big red button if you want more Giants videos on New York Giants Now by Chat Sports.